So it's been several weeks and I'm still contemplating the extraordinary, enormous kindness of my father. So this has been a really transformative, amazing practice because, like I said last time, it's the antidote to taking things for granted. So I don't want to just go through my life on autopilot, just expecting things to come to me and taking things for granted over and over again. It's kind of like this dull, mindless way of going through existence. So I've been practicing gratitude and appreciation, and then that's connected to rejoicing, and we all know that's amazing. And so when I start my day with gratitude, it kind of gives me this energy and this happiness that kind of flows throughout the rest of the day. And then when I go to bed, remembering gratitude from the day, then I kind of go to sleep with this happy, clear mind, with this nice energy, and I'm restful, and I wake up the next day feeling great. So this has been a really amazing practice for me. So let's get into the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts. When I started looking at the kindness of my father, it slowly started to expand. The kindness, 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 kindness. And I started to recognize, wow, this amazing, incredible kindness. It's like this bottomless pit of kindness. It's so incredible. I never even recognized it because I wasn't even paying attention to it. It wasn't until I really got into Buddhism that I started to focus more on the important things in life and recognizing things that are important and starting to rejoice in them and starting to appreciate them really deeply. But this isn't just necessarily a Buddhist practice. Western psychology touts how good gratitude is and how it's really good for our well-being, our physical and emotional, psychological well-being. And then when I was doing wilderness therapy in North Carolina, I was a guide, not a therapist, and we would express gratitude, go around in a circle one by one, and before each meal. And it kind of lightened the mood. It was really this nice way to start our meal, and it kind of like this refresh button, even if we were feeling kind of grumpy or fighting. It was this nice way to to move forward by expressing gratitude and not just focusing on the things that we're complaining about, the negative things that we don't like, but seeing all these amazing, incredible kindnesses that we are the receivers of every single day, every single moment. It's really incredible. So when I started going back, I recognized even before I was born, my father was being amazingly kind to me. I wasn't. I was still in the womb. I wasn't Gatso 1 or Gatso 0. I was Gatso negative 3 months or Gatso negative 1 month in the womb, kicking and demanding cake. And I realized that my mom was feeling sick. You have this huge thing in your womb, and you have to carry this around. And I don't know if you can drive. You probably shouldn't because you don't want to get in an accident. So he's driving, he's running the errands, he's picking up the milk and all the food and stuff, and taking care of her, supporting her. And so, wow, that's really incredible when I started to think about it. And wow, going to the hospital together, he was supporting her, holding her hand. They were doing the sonograms and making sure I was healthy. And there's always kind of that worry and stress, is the baby doing okay? And so, he was supporting her, giving her loving, kind words that whole time, months and months. And then the bills still have to be paid. They don't just magically get paid. And this is back in the day when you had to physically write the check with your hand with a physical pen. You didn't just click, 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 pay your bills. Or it wasn't even like, it's automatic now, isn't it? You had to physically put a stamp on an envelope with your tongue and then hope that it got there so your bills could be paid. And he did that, month after month. I never once said, "Hey, Dad, thanks for paying that bill. That was nice." I just took a shower. That was really nice that you paid the water bill, Dad. I never once said that. I just took it all for granted again and again and again. Hey, I just watched some TV and I did my homework with lights. That's really nice that you paid the electric bill, Dad. I never said that once. Just took all that for granted, yeah. And in order to pay the bills, of course, he was still working. My mom was a math teacher, but he was a doctor, and so 9 to 5, waking up early every day. I was getting up, going to school, and I'd watch out my window and see my dad's car drive away, and I never thanked him. Hey, Dad, that was great that you went to work today, so that I could have all the things that we have. He gave us everything we could want and need and more. Parents want to give their kids the things that they didn't have, just like Venerable Chodron wants to give us the things that she never had when she was a young baby monastic. Yeah, so it's a really beautiful thing. And I think it's easy to see, when your father hugs you, when your father gives you praise and kind words, that's easy to see that kind of love. But when your father just drives to work every morning, I didn't recognize that as a deep expression of his love and kindness for me and the rest of the family. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to have everything that we need and want to be happy and more. So he did wake up every day and go to work. And he was probably sick and tired and not wanting to go to work at all, but he still did it. It's amazing. All because of his love for us, wanting us to be happy, and this extreme deep kindness that he showed to us that I never even paid attention to, not even once. Just totally took it all for granted. So this is a really, it's a really beautiful practice to notice all this kindness and all these amazing ways that he's been kind to me. And of course, you can expand this to every other sentient being and see all the kindness that they've given to you also. And so this is really rich and deep, and I think it's really worthwhile. So I'm still in the womb. I haven't even gotten out of the womb yet. I'm not even a baby yet, right? So once I am out of the womb, now I'm a baby. He's still going to work. He's still paying the bills. And I don't know how many fathers get paternity leave. I don't think it's that popular. I know only one person who got paternity leave, and Chris said he was astonished by how busy he was. Even though he was not working in the bank, he was at home taking care of the kids and mom and the new baby. So yeah, it's incredible, all the things they do for us just to make us happy. And then there's the diapers and the bottles and the formula. And then I had to go to soccer practice and to school. He's driving us all around. I had an older sister who was 4 years older, so he was taking care of her, making sure that her needs are being met. So again, this practice of noticing kindness, it just keeps expanding more and more and more. And I recognize how incredibly deep and rich it is. And luckily, he also punished me. So I needed a lot of punishment. I needed some direction. Like when you're bowling and they have those things on the side? Yeah. The gutters? Yeah. So he made sure I didn't get in the gutter. It's amazing that I'm still alive and not in prison. But he kept me within these boundaries with loving kindness and compassion. And he created this nice path for me to follow so that I didn't get in too much trouble. But then I got older and I became a teenager and I went to college. And I think this is where it really got tough. He thought it was tough before, but he had his work cut out for him. So then I think this is difficult because, parents kind of step back. They allow their children to have a little freedom and to make their own mistakes and to learn their own way, to find their own path. And to watch your child, who you love so deeply, make these mistakes and have to learn and go through this pain and suffering, these growing pains, it must be extraordinarily difficult. My dad once said, "Fatherhood is the most rewarding and frustrating things you can do." And I thought that was poignant because anything that's really valuable, any way that you're going to really grow and cultivate good qualities is going to be difficult. So a lot of us might want to like step away. I surely want to step away from difficult things and try to avoid them. But actually, when I learned that when I start to lean into them, like my father did, then I could really have this opportunity for exponential growth and really cultivating the good qualities that I want to embody and expand them and deeper and deeper and wider. So I encourage everyone to think deeply about the kindness of their father and also of other beings who um, give so much kindness and compassion and care every single day. And really, this practice can be really rich in overcoming, um, what's it called? Complacency, yes, overcoming complacency and really having this rich experience of being mindful and aware and grateful for everything that we have.